Welcome back, folks. Well, we're back on our Mustang. When we left off, y'all saw where pretty much our bell housing is too big. So we purchased another bell housing. This was after doing a lot of research. Spoke to our friend James King over here in Fort Smith, and his father is a Ford expert. They have a nice Mustang collection. And man, I think what he said was probably spot on. So this bell housing, he told me some numbers to get off of it, and I'll get that once we get to that point. But basically, he stated that that transmission and this bell housing most likely came from a Galaxy or a large passenger car. It's probably what this came from. Not sure if it could, or it could be a truck. Not sure. But obviously, this is not a Mustang 289 bell housing. We're most certain. So what did we do? Well, called SilverSport and ordered a 289 bell housing, 289, 302, and I think 351. It's all Windsor car bell housing for a car. So we're gonna start digging, get back down, get this in. But if you look, here we go. You tell I'm really excited. I gotta take the steering linkage and all that back off just to get the starter off. I'm sitting here thinking, I'm wondering if maybe I can if I can unbolt the starter possibly and just pull it back. I may do that instead. That way it's uncoupled from the bell housing. I think I'm going to try to do that. But regardless, and look, I'm thinking this, as Barry told me, this is originally a 3-speed manual transmission car. So I'm wondering if perhaps, seeing how this doesn't line up with anything we have, I'm just not sure. This doesn't line up with the bell housing here. I mean, it works, but I just don't know. So here we go. We're going to start disassembling, and you see we get to not only uncouple the starter, but before we even think about the transmission, got to remove the exhaust. We're going to have to remove the cross member, of course, remove the drive shaft, remove the emergency brake assembly, and then remove the cross member from the transmission, of course. Oh yeah, we got to take the shifter loose up there. Forgot about that. And then take the transmission off. Here we go. Yeah, there's definitely, just by doing this, let's see. Here we go. Now I know they're opposite here, but let's see. Let's get a tape measure. Okay, this one that came off of Barry's Mustang is over 9 inches from the furthest point of the starter mounting location. It's like 19 and a quarter. Let's see what the one from TKX is. So, oh yeah, huge difference. Jeez, huge difference. So, I don't know if y'all can see that, but 19 would be out here and a quarter. We got a big difference. So, you guys telling me the part number that's on this one is an EOTA-7505-FB. My Ford friends, y'all know how to look those numbers up. That's probably going to tell us what this goes to. Does it go to a truck? Does it go to a Galaxy? I would think a Fairlane would be the same. Not sure. But what we're going to do is we're going to mount this one, and we're going to plug the starter in without putting transmission or anything in, and we're going to look at see what the engagement is with the flywheel. Okay, now I just run into another issue. obviously something's going on. Look at this mid plate. It is much larger, and it does not line up with the bolts. I can't bolt the starter up with this mid plate. So something's telling me that obviously James, your father, is exactly right. This whole setup was from something else. So we can't even move forward, even with this being the right bell housing. We're gonna have the right, I guess you guys call this a mid plate. I don't know why, I'm not sure what the reasoning Ford used these. I'm sure there's a good reason, but nothing lines up. See how much larger it is? So, yeah, this is not gonna work. The bell housing is, but this is not. So, more fun. All right, folks, from what I can tell, this EOTA-7505-FB is a truck bell housing, I think from the 80s. Now, y'all tell me if I'm wrong or not, but I'm gonna talk to James King, if you're watching. Your dad can tell me, or any Ford guys can tell me, the EOTA-7505-FB. I got a feeling we've got a truck bell housing, and the mid plate, I guess that's what you call it, the mid plate. I think that comes from a truck. So, I'm gonna call Barry, and so let me go ahead and get this out of there. This is not SilverSport's fault by any way, shape, or form, and I need to apologize. And I was pissed off at them, and I shouldn't have been. I just shouldn't have been. And Barry assumed this thing was not his fault. He didn't know. He just knew it was kind of like me. He figured, well, it's got a 4-speed carb bell housing, so it's not Barry's fault. Basically, the long story short is, on any of these cars, a Mustang, a Chevelle, a 442, a Charger, a Roadrunner, a Cuda, these things are older than I am, and you just kind of assume now, unless it's a concourse frame-off restoration like Scott's 442, it's going to have, there's no telling. They put stuff in these cars to either erase them, to just keep them on the road, everything. Doesn't matter, drivetrain, wiring, anything. So you can't assume that it's got the correct parts when you go to order a kit like this. SilverSport has to go in when they make these products, just like anybody else. SilverSport's not the only one. When you order a kit, they have to assume, okay, it's a 66 Mustang with the factory, it's a factory 289 4-speed car. And what else can they do? So SilverSport has nothing to do with you. I did speak to somebody at SilverSport, Sean, or anyway, just some constructive things maybe to put in the instructions is to verify what you have when you order one of these kits. That's the only thing I can think of. I'm going to be buying more SilverSport transmissions. We're going to be ordering one early next year for the Cuda, although it's going to be an automatic. But SilverSport's great. I have no problem with them. This is a typical hot rodding muscle car, old truck, old car, whatever. They just put what they had to fit. So I'm going to call Barry, and I'm going to need to find a mid plate that's going to be the right one to address all this. So thanks, everybody. And please, in the comments, will you tell me what this is, what you guys know on this part number, on the bell housing, and also where's the best place to get the right mid plate. All right? Thanks, everybody. And please like, share, and subscribe. We're going to get this thing together. We're going to get it together. But it's one piece at a time, as Johnny Cash would say. So, again, please like, share, and subscribe. You'll have a great day. Thanks, everybody.